Another edition upon us, the last one for the month of July. Yo, what a month it has been, from the World Cup now to the start of the PSL season. But as always, I've got silent assassins. Don, Rene Richards, former Kaizer Chiefs midfielder, and Sashi, all the way from Kitwe. Is it Kitwe?
No, Baba, it's Lusaka.
Oh, Lusaka. Everybody from Zambia says they are from Lusaka, not Kitwe, but anyway, that's a topic for another day. What a disappointing start for Banyana, the Wafcon on Monday night, going down to Tanzania in the opening game, but also the Pirates Awards, PSL Awards, which were won by Pirates, all but one. You know, Pirates, it was a clean sweep for Orlando Pirates. I'm not sure if deservedly so or not. Rene, let's start with you. All the way to Morocco, Wafcon, the opening round of matches. What did you make?
I think, well, so far so good, but I think Banyana got on a slow start. I actually thought that they actually could have won that game yesterday against Tanzania, but there's one country that I'm very impressed with, is Morocco. Those players are like technically well organized. I actually looking forward to watch them in this tournament.
I mean, they've been coming. They lost in the finals of the previous edition, having led Nigeria only to lose that game. Now they've got another chance of winning it in front of their home supporters. Not only that, but also going to the World Cup. Such the opening rounds of matches so far, how have you seen them?
Yeah, I think Morocco, once beaten, twice shy. I think they went back to the drawing board and, tried to fix all the mistakes they made in the previous WAFCON. So now it's game on. They're also trying to compete. And unfortunately for Banyana, it was never to be. Your first match is always the most important match in a tournament. And so far, I think Coach Desiree has a mountain to climb, because right now, everybody thought Tanzania was an underdog, and look what happened.
Yeah, but also in the previous tournament, previous edition, we drew 1-1 with Tanzania. You know, they've also been coming up. But looking at the next two games, now it's Wafa. It means Coach Desiree's team must win against Ivory Coast, which scored 4 against Burkina Faso. And then the last game, and with CAF head-to-head, if it would also depend on Tanzania. Having lost to Tanzania, it means we only have a chance of maybe finishing second, which means in the quarterfinals, we play the team that finished first in each group. How tough is this going to be, Sash? Rene, going forward?
Yeah, like Sashi said, Coach Desiree has a mountain to climb. But, at the end of the day, it's all up to the players, because they're the ones that's going to be on the field. And the next two games are going to be very, very tough games. So I'm actually looking forward to see how they come out in the next game.
But look, Sash, I'm not sure if you watched that game. I watched it from the beginning to the end. Banyana dominated possession. But there was something missing from that game. I was totally not impressed. I know ball possession is good, but it doesn't win games. If you look at the chances that they created, how they missed chances, but also how they asserted themselves. Like we said, we thought it was going to be just a walk in the park. Unfortunately, it was not to be.
Yeah, you just took that right out of my mouth. I was just about to say, ball possession never wins you matches. Goals do, and unfortunately, Banyana looked like a team that won't score. As much as they tried, nothing worked. Sometimes luck plays a big role, and I think Banyana's luck wasn't with them on the on the day, because I saw them attacking. They kept attacking, but structurally there were loopholes. They were not. They didn't defend well. And it was just one corner, and they didn't put pressure on the play on the ball, and the player managed to get into the box and take a shot, which is uncalled for, because as Banyana's pedigree, they're supposed to be able to defend such corners, and it's really disappointing. So Coach Desiree she really needs to take out a whip and correct all these errors. These were just silly errors.
Being down after first game, how do you regroup? How do you motivate them going to the next game against a team that is on the up, having scored 4 goals? Rene, from what should happen now?
Yeah, I think also maybe the mood should change in the camp. I don't think they should go into camp because they lost the first game on a negative. So I think for now it's going to be the energy, the vibe in the camp, even the mentality of the players. Yeah, they just have to remain positive. So I think that will play a big role.
Anyway, we'll see. We still have two more matches. So, Sas, you also wanted to chip in there?
Yeah, I wanted to chip in. They've got senior players in the squad. They've got professional players that are playing overseas, and this is where they all should chip in and try and steady the ship, because the coach can only do so much. But if a player doesn't believe, that's something else. So that's where you get senior players to try and change the vibe of the mood of the team, bring in that positivity and, try and give everybody confidence. You've got your Refile Jane, you've got your Tembi Khatlana, they should be able to, try and bring back that mood, because that game was a definite draw. Just a bit of lapse in concentration with the corner being a corner. They just took it for granted that these guys won't score. And unfortunately on the day, Tanzania has always been a team that gives Banyana a bit of a hard time. And they managed to get 3 points this time instead of 1 point.
You know what disappointed me the most was the fact that it was Linda Mhlalo's 100th cap in the Banyana colors, and then what a way to celebrate your century, being on the losing side. But I know it's not an individual sport; it's a team sport. It's not about her alone, but the team as a whole. There was one coach, such you said. Sometimes you need luck. I think the former Cameroon coach, he said, you don't need luck in football, you only need luck in casino. Anyway, I want us to also touch on the PSL Awards. But before then, I want to wrap the part of the World Cup. I know we spoke much about the World Cup, but I want to talk about the 2030 World Cup, which is hosted by 6 countries, co-hosted. And there's already a noise about Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, who are hosting their opening matches at their home, because this is a centenary celebration. But the hullabaloo is about they don't have to play qualifications. They've already qualified by virtue of hosting that one game at home. Is that fair? Going back to the issue of fair play that we spoke about previously. Don?
No, I definitely think it's not fair, because at the end of the day, you have to work to qualify. It's like you can give grace on the country that's hosting. But now, if you're going to host it in 12 different countries, you got 12 countries that qualified already. So for me, it doesn't make sense. I think it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I also don't believe with that, don't agree with that decision. I mean, yes, Uruguay hosted the first World Cup in 1930. Paraguay was there, Argentina. But such, if you don't play the qualifiers, we know the system in CONMEBOL in South America, how they play the qualifiers. Each team plays against another on home and away. You know, it's like a long list of matches. And that prepares you for the World Cup. Now that Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay don't have to play the qualifiers, what impact will this have on their preparations for the World Cup?
You know, when you're preparing for the World Cup, you need games. So, and if they don't play games to qualify, where is the match fitness going to be? Because it's going to be off season, and you need games to play. So it's going to it will affect them.
Yeah.
Because look at the recent just ended World Cup. Some teams started peaking towards the last 32. Some started peaking towards the last 16, and it just shows that the more games you play, the better you become. And if they don't play that, there won't be any FIFA assist in the next World Cup. So it's either they're going to get knocked out in the group stages, which will be an answer to show that you never participated in the qualifying. And while speaking about the same qualification, I heard something different about England too, because England, I think, is going to host very soon, but unfortunately for them,
yeah, the Euros, they're hosting the Euros, yes.
But they don't qualify. They won't qualify, so they have to play the Euros. So can you see the little dilemma there?
Yeah.
But I mean, how often have we spoken about fair play? That it only exists on paper, but where it should exist on the field of play, it doesn't matter, you know. As the co-host of the Euros, they have to play. Maybe it's good for them that they'll play competitive matches, unlike just playing friendly matches. But imagine hosting just a single game and they've already qualified.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't even have any words for that. Honestly.
No, it's fine. I mean, the powers that be decided that's how it should be, and then we, as always, we have to respect their decisions because they are the wise men who think whatever they are doing is right.
Always correct.
Monday night we saw the PSL Awards. Orlando Pirates walking away with almost everything except for the top goal scorer. You know, as always, divided opinion on certain awards, not all the categories. Some were just a foregone conclusion that Pirates will have to walk away with such awards. Some of those awards. Goalkeeper of the season, Sash, portraying.
Yeah, you can give it to him. He deserves it.
Hands down.
Hands down, he deserves it. It's just unfortunate he never got any game time at the World Cup.
Okay, Rene?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. As for the other players like Rele, Apollos, for me, I think they deserve those awards, but I also think that Mokoena for Sundowns should have got a big award because he had a very, very consistent season.
Which one? Which big award?
I think
In your opinion?
I think for player of the season, for me, I think he should have got that award.
Okay, so this is how it works, especially for player of the season. They don't look at Betway Premiership only campaign. They look at all the tournaments.
Yeah.
So that will be the Carling Cup, the MTN 8, and then the Nedbank Cup and the league.
Yeah. But I remember when I was playing for player of the season, they actually, I don't know if you remember, Sashi, for player of the season, they actually go to every team. So you vote as a player. So I'm not sure if they still.
No, that's a player's player.
Oh, that's player's player. Okay.
That's player's player. But for player of the season is the coaches who.
Oh, the coaches.
Yeah, all the coaches.
Okay.
Sash, I'm not sure you agree with Rene about Mokoena that he also deserved a nod.
Oh, excuse me. No, I do agree with Rene. If there's anybody who's been very consistent in the PSL and in the Sundowns squad, it's Mokoena. Mokoena has been driving that midfield of Sundowns, and I was expecting to see him get an award, but unfortunately, nobody remembers second place.
That's what I wanted to say. But also, you look, Pirates won the MTN 8. They won the Carling. Is it the Carling?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did. So they won 3 out of 4 in the league. And for me, take nothing away from Mokoena. But I thought Mofokeng, deservedly so, he walked away with. I know he was hyped a lot, but I think for all the right reasons.
Yeah. No, definitely. Now you definitely outstood the season, definitely.
Okay, and then we've got the one that has got people talking is the defender of the season, Lebone Siema. Sash, do you know who Lebone Siema is?
Yeah, I know Lebone Siema. And to be honest, I think the goals that he scored actually helped him get the defender of the season. I was looking, when you win 3 trophies, your team is going to get first preference, and your players are going to get first preference. So for Pirates, winning all these.
This one is just based on the league, not other tournaments. Yeah.
I thought, what's his name? Tloki. I was looking at the captain. I thought maybe the captain was.
Not Koki. Koki didn't play enough matches. Remember, he had that accident, which ruled him out.
No, not Tloki. Not Tloki. What's his name? He's what's Siema's twin partner when he's the
CBC.
CBC.
Yeah.
CBC also has been consistent, despite a few silly mistakes here and there. But I thought he was consistent enough, maybe to get something out of this. Being captain is not an easy job.
Especially for Pirates, eh?
Yeah, people think it's just wearing that armband, introducing the team, and no. It requires a lot of work, because you're controlling that ship, and you have to be vocal for 90 minutes. But that 90 minutes counts in months until the whole season ends.
Yeah.
So I was looking at CBC.
I was also looking at
CBC,
yeah.
Also, in my list, I didn't have CMI at all, to be honest. Although I didn't have anyone in particular who I thought was deserving. I'm not sure is the Sundowns defender who from Stellis, if he played enough matches, but he was also consistent. I just forgot his name, but I thought he played well. Apolis, midfield of the season.
Yeah, no, with that one, I definitely agree. Also thought he had a outstanding season, but he also played well for the national team. So for me,
Yeah.
I think it's well deserved. Well deserved.
The one that will always have people disagreeing or not agreeing with the decision is the goal of the season. Was also given to Pirates, Cameron Danson. I remember that goal very well against Sundowns, from the corner kick, and then he just volleyed. Ronan Williams just heard by the supporters that the ball was in the net. But I also thought Lulepo for Chiefs, there's a couple of goals that he scored that I thought deserved to be amongst the best. Sasha, I'm not sure if there was something that stood out for you in terms of goals.
I think the boy deserved the goal of the season because the technique that you use to hit the ball, it requires great technique, good concentration, and he applied all the basics at that particular moment. Obviously, he did strike it well, and beating the #1 goalkeeper of the nation, it's a cherry on top. So let the boy also enjoy that moment. I think he deserved it.
And this is one category that's so difficult because there's so many games that are played during the season, and there's so many like beautiful goals that are scored. Like I mean, even Mokoena this season, he hit a couple of beauty. So this is actually one difficult category to have like one specific goal that will be like goal of the season. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I've always watched the Puskas, and the goal that I think deserved to win it. It doesn't. I don't know what they look at. Whether I should leave it to football supporters to vote or talk about the technique, how it was, whether it was a team goal, it was an individual brilliance, the technique used to kick the ball. I'm not sure what is the criteria, but I agree that was a classic goal. A few years ago, there was too much noise when Benny McCarthy won the coach of the season when Amazulu finished second behind Sundowns. Since then, it's always been the winning coach walking away with the coach of the season. And it doesn't surprise us that Wadu walked away with this one. Deservedly so, Rene?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I remember that season when Amazulu, I think they came second.
Yeah.
And I think it was his first season coaching Amazulu. And I mean, did an amazing job. You could see those players, they were just a team. And he definitely, with his experience, he brought that comfort or that ambition in the club. But then I don't understand because they fired him afterwards. I mean, yeah, it's like we need to be consistent in keeping quality. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a team sport. You want the team to excel. Now you got quality and you fire the man. Ridiculous.
Such you just said that no one remembers the second best. You agree that the Pirates coach deserves to walk away with this coach of the season award?
He does deserve it. You give the club is it 3 trophies?
Yeah,
3 trophies. What more can you ask for? He deserves to be coach of the season. Though you look at Sundowns won the Champions League. That's the cream of the de la cream.
Yeah.
But locally, this is locally now. Locally, he does deserve it.
What is rumors of him actually leaving after the season?
Rumors will always be there. I think he started pre-season with Pirates. He's now with Pirates, preparing for the opening round of matches this weekend, which we'll talk about in a jiffy. But before we get to the fixtures, to the start of the season, let's look at what's been happening on the market. Pirates have signed. They say it's Haaland light. Someone from Norway. Sebastian Pedersen. Yeah, so they say they're bringing Erling Haaland here. Well, a lighter version of him, although he's older than Haaland. I'm not sure if you've heard anything about him, Sash.
I saw a video clip of him playing and scoring a few goals, and I heard the rumors that there's a Haaland replica coming through. So we just wait and see if you will be able to adapt to the PSL, or it's going to take him a bit of time to adjust. So only time will tell.
But what does it take for someone from especially from Europe to adjust quickly to the PSL, how South African football in particular is played? I'm sure you would have done his homework, but what does it take, especially for you, such having coming from outside, to adjust to the conditions and the standard of the PSL?
First is talent. You have to be really talented, and you have to be strong mentally, and you have to be patient. When I came here, I didn't wait. All I did was, before I got my work permit, I was watching the matches, watching the mistakes, and picking up this and that. And I'm saying, okay, fine. If I get my opportunity, I go for the grind. I'm gonna go in it 200%. I was ready. I was actually ready. But I don't know, for a European, if he's gonna adjust quickly. The weather was good for me because I'm just right across the road. So the weather was good for me. But for him, I don't know, he's gonna either acclimatize, get to know the guys, get to know the language barrier, and like I said, talent. Because sometimes these guys will give you a pass, and then he's not expecting it. They start talking. So he should always be on his feet. Because all that.
That one is the most important thing, Rene, your teammate, how they welcome. We've heard stories before that. Obviously, there are cliques in teams. We hear that. Guys from Soweto, they'll say, don't give him. He must run around, and then you get frustrated. Obviously, how is that important in terms of, especially team spirit, that camaraderie, that rapport in the team, the welcoming, so that you settle quickly.
No, that welcoming is very, very, very important. And the thing is, he's already coming with pressure. They already saying Holland is coming. He's already coming with pressure. So for him to I think be respected a little bit more, you're gonna have to show that 200% on the field, because it's not easy coming to a big team. Like I remember with me as a youngster at training, I used to get shouted at just for making wrong passes. So that's actually said, your mental strength, it has to be on par. It has to be on par. So all we can do is just wait and see.
Last season, Pirates got Andre de Jong from Stellenbosch, but he hasn't made it so far. He struggled to an extent that the supporters will always turn against you. I think he only scored one or twice. I know he scored from the penalty spot. If you are a player like Andre and then you see Peterson coming with that cloud that is the next or the new Haaland or the old Haaland, mentally, what does it do to you, Sash, in the team?
Stan, De Jong has been here for a while. He played for Stellenbosch, then came to Pirates. So he's done his job halfway there because I think the players have accepted him. Though he hasn't produced the same magic that he was producing for Stellies. So mentally, he should be saying, okay, even if they bring in somebody else, I'm going to work 10 times harder.
Yeah.
By the time this guy gets ready, starts getting an opportunity to be given an opportunity to play, I'll be far ahead of him. So he should work 10 times harder than the incoming Haaland. Because if he slacks off, he will be falling off the pecking order. Because every now and then we see him coming on as a sub. He's always coming in as a sub. There was that, I don't know which game that he started, but he was always coming as a sub. And to be honest, he hasn't made an impact yet. Everybody's waiting to see, is he really going to, light up the Pirates team? Is he going to add any value to the team? So if you're not adding value to the team, what happens is you start falling off the pecking order from getting game time from the bench to going back to the bench. From the bench is the stands, which means the incoming Haaland comes to the bench first. Watch him from the bench. Then, if he's given an opportunity, game time. And then when that starts happening, De Jong's chances of playing become less and less and less. And after that, the next rumor you hear, Rene, is that maybe he's going to be on a transfer list.
Yeah, so.
Rene, I'm not sure if you've seen that picture. They like showing that picture in the suits where you see a whole lot of players sitting. This is what Sash is talking about. From the field to go to the bench, from the bench to go to the suites. Yeah? And no player wants to see themselves up there. Yeah?
No, Shank, that's not a nice place to be sitting in the suites with your suit.
As a player, let's say as a player, but for us, it's a nice place to be.
It's a very nice place.
For you, Shanks, it's nice because the buffet is there.
Exactly. But Pirates is not the only team that has been busy on the market. Kaizer Chiefs also, although supporters are still not happy that they raided the market as they were expected to. They went to Tanzania, to Azam to get a defensive midfielder, Adolf Bite Gecko. I'm not sure if you know anything about him. Also from the Tanzanian league to the PSL, adjusting, do you think? Because now, joining Kaizer Chiefs, the pressure is always there. Yeah. You adjust from the minute even before you touch the ball, they already, knives are out for you, Rene. You've been there, you know it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know much about this player, but it's like, all we have to do is sit and watch and see. But he's coming to a big team where there's a lot of pressure, and you must look at it as the pressure like that in the Tanzanian league, because he will definitely get a full load, especially maybe not only by the players but the supporters. He's gonna get a full load because remember, the two defensive midfielders that people will remember is Katande and Tinashe Ngomas. So if you don't come with that quality, you'll cry at night.
Yeah, I saw Katande over the weekend. Chiefs legends were playing Pirates legends, and Katande being Katande, I saw a flying tackle which floored the Lucky Lukwati there in Royal Bafokeng Stadium. Sash, do you know anything about the guy from Tanzania?
Unfortunately, I don't, but the Tanzanian league so far has been doing quite well, and they've managed to, get the league in order, and most of the games it's full capacity. But for the new player coming in, when you come to a team like Kaizer Chiefs, I know it's pressure already. It's pressure. Even before he comes here, he took his flight to SA. The pressure was there. But I hope he spoke to anybody who has played for Chiefs, who's from Tanzania. I'm trying to think it will help him a lot, because a lot of these players don't try and find a confidante, somebody can talk to who's played for the club, so that they actually tell you and explain to you the expectations of the team and prepare yourself in a manner that will carry you for the whole season, and you reboot again. Because when his first match, if they throw him into the deep, if he's a professional, you throw him into the deep, you're going to find 50,000 supporters there. Some will get stage fright and you freeze. If, like Rene put it, Katsande and Nengomashi, yes, those were top quality midfielders. He has to top that. He has to bring something better than that. So we wait and see.
Rene, Kaizer Chiefs played in the Cup over the weekend against Scotland FC of Zimbabwe. Yes, they won 1-0, but people are still saying they are not impressed. They expected more. It's a preseason, yes, it's a friendly match, but you need to see the philosophy of the new coach. But people are still saying it looks like more of the same. I'm not sure if you were able to watch that game, and what did you make of it?
Yeah, I also thought that they were a little bit too relaxed, because these pre-season games, you take them as league games, and I mean they were in Spain for pre-season. I think they could have actually came out a little bit more better. Yeah, because these games are very, very important. I think they were on a little bit of a slowdown, where I also expected like just fireworks everywhere. But yeah, you never know. We'll see the first game of the season, what will happen.
But it's not only Chiefs and Pirates which were busy. Sundowns, I've counted 2 new players, Antonio van Wyk, Sianda Ndlovu. We saw him at Golden Arrows. He was an outstanding player last season for me. Antonio van Wyk, he left. I'm not sure where he went overseas. Was it Portugal? And then now Sundowns, it looks like Sundowns, they're trying to think about life after Mokoena. We know about obviously they didn't have this thing of Jaden Adams when they bought Antonio, but also looking at the average age, the going younger players. Rene, do you know anything or more about Antonio van Wyk? Have you seen playing before at Stellenbosch, and what do you make of him?
I think he's an exceptional player. So because he'll be playing now in a big team that's consistent. So first of all, it's gonna show his character, and it's also gonna show how the rest of the players gel with him in play. Because Sundowns, one thing about them, they play fully as a team, and that everybody does their job where they're supposed to be. So yeah, so with him, it's gonna have to be consistency. I've seen him play here and there. Yeah, definitely potential, but yeah, we'll see how he adjusts and gel with the team.
I know he didn't play as much as we wanted to see him in action last season, Peter Shalulile Sash. He's now left Sundowns. Life after Sundowns, life without Shalulile at Sundowns. They've got Leon and Reynas up front. How do you see them panning out this season? I know he was a time player last season. They didn't rely heavily on him like previously. But life after Shalulile.
First of all, we have to give Shalulile his props. You know, he did a tremendous job. He did a great job. He's a legend at Sundowns. But the way he left is it's just football being football. You know, you can stay at a team for 10 years, and sometimes you'll be just let go like you never contributed anything. So I feel for Shalulile, but I know he's a big boy. He can handle it. Hopefully he finds a home, a new stable home somewhere else. He brought a different dimension to Sundowns. That was a predator. Yeah. He had that predatory instinct, and you couldn't open. He got defenders busy. When Shaluli's on the pitch, you know defenders are going to be busy. It's like this new strike of Sundowns. What's his name again? Is it Brazilian? What's his name again? He also has Shalulile characteristics because he's got the energy. He runs all over. He forces defenders to make mistakes, and he capitalizes on that. And he's very good with his feet. He's good with his head. He's almost a full package.
Yeah.
And then you've got Reynas, who likes to run between the spaces. He's a striker, also keeps a defender busy. He's good at using both his left and right feet.
Yeah.
Yes, they might add another striker maybe, depending what the coach is thinking. Because if Shalulile has departed, he has left, so they have to bring in somebody else. Because I think Shalulile, I think it's age and injuries.
Yeah.
So with Reynas gave Sundowns a lot of goals, and he's got a very strong work ethic. So let's see what the Brazilians have brought, what new strikers and what new players have brought, and I hope they adjust and gel quickly, because at Sundowns it's all about gelling and adjusting quickly, because they play different kind of football.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about winning. But one coach who seems to be on a mission to dismantle the team has been Gavin Hunt at Stellenbosch. I don't know how many players have left Stellenbosch, and bringing in whole new players. I've lost count at 7. Some of the players who've joined include Terence Mashihu, Sinokolo Baiba from Chipa United, George Matlu from Kaizer Chiefs as well. These are some of the players who have joined, and Thabiso Libitso from Orlando Pirates. Is this a good idea to let go of so many players and bring in whole new players, Rene, from what you've seen and knowing Gavin Hunt?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. And knowing Gavin Hunt, he's such a quality coach, because he likes to look at his structure first of the team, and secondly, he wants to see the attitudes of players. He always wants to see a good attitude with players. So yeah, he's that person that takes his time to structure a team, and I mean, it's a new season now, so his expectations on having a team that's going to gel and be rock solid. I mean, you can't take anything away from any coach to want to bring in players that he thinks is good for the team. I mean, with other players leaving, and that's why any player can never be in a comfort zone. So that work has to be week in, week out, performance.
the season is kicking off this weekend. From what you have seen pre-season matches, I know some they don't give all. You just get a sneak preview of what they are capable of. Even before the ball is kicked, Sash, who would be your usual suspects and for the top owners and those ones who will be fighting relegation?
Top owners, I'll give it to I'll still give it to Pirates and Sundowns, and I'm hoping Chiefs, and maybe I was hoping Golden Arrows, but unfortunately Mangoba has left. So because I know he's a very ambitious coach, hence I said Golden Arrows. So I'll still give it to Sundowns, Pirates, and then we'll see with Chiefs. And as for relegation, any team that hasn't beefed up the squad, any team that think that the same players that you had when you're playing Division 1 will carry you through and help your team survive, it's going to backfire. Yeah. Every now and then you need a bit of experience in certain position. Just like you were talking about Gavin Hunt. Gavin is a seasonal coach. He's very experienced and he's very old school. He's found, I bet he's looked at the core of the team. So his foundation is still solid. So if his foundation is still solid, he's just going to add a few more players. He can put 7 or 8 players on transfer, but because he's seen that his core foundation is still solid, hence the transfer. So the new teams that are coming in, if they don't beef up, things are going to be tough for them. They'll be beefing up in the second round.
Rene, most Chief supporters were not happy with their coach's comments. Fernando da Cruz, after the weekend, he said they should not expect Chief to be contesting for honors as yet this coming season. And then many thought he lacks ambitions. This is a team that finished third, and now they should be going for, challenging for the title. But yes, the coach who's already throwing in the towel to say, don't count us there yet. Is this good for motivation?
Yeah, even me, I was unhappy with those comments. I mean, that's already putting players in a state of mind of, okay, we're not going to go 100% in winning the league, winning cups. Especially for a team, you can't be having comments like that. It's like, if you keep it in-house, coach should be saying, guys, we're competing for the league this season. We're competing for any cups that are played. Like I remember with Mushin, with in-house, we had that ambition to say that we are literally going to win everything. And I mean, we actually achieved that, but we didn't win the league. I mean, even when it came to Africa. But as a coach, you got to be ambitious. You got to be ambitious.
And who's your money on for title honors and also the relegation contenders? Please don't say anything about Chippa United.
Yeah, like for now, like for me, I think the PSL over these couple of seasons, we've even seen so-called small teams be doing well in the league. So you'll never know. Maybe we'll have a team like Leicester City winning the league. Now you can't predict anything. Like I can't predict anything. I won't even lie.
I don't believe you what you are saying. I know deep down there are some teams. Well, the usual suspects will always be there. Your Pirates, Sundowns, and the usual relegation candidates. Chippa will be there. I know they brought back Nwabili. I'm not sure about Siwelele. They've lost Ricardo goes back to Sundowns. I have not seen who else is coming. Skukuni always, just like Gavin did, they get rid of 10 players, bring in 10 players. They've been like coaches merry-go-round, as always. Kuti may have left Pulukwane, joined Galant. We've seen Skukuni has got a new coach. Devon City has got a new coach. Richards Bay has retained the coach. And the newcomers. I mean, we've got two newcomers, Milford and Kruger United, who are playing Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates irrespectively. Milford Pirates is hosting defending champions. We must edit defending champions. Orlando Pirates are hosting newcomers. Milford. Will it be a baptism of fire on Saturday? Sash?
Depending on the preparations, knowing Adu is a very offensive coach. He wants you to attack and score goals. So let's hope the new players that have been brought into Pirates and will do the job. Make a good example of welcoming the new team. I hope so. I'm hoping they carry on where they left off. And as for Kaizer Chiefs, Chiefs is still going through a structural change. They're still far away from the Chiefs that we want to see. Because
but they're playing newcomers, Kruger United, who we haven't had much on the market. We have also not seen them in action pre-season. They've been going about their business quietly.
Shanks, these new players are very stubborn. They've been watching Chiefs for the past few years. They're not going to go there with any respect. They'll want to embarrass Chiefs. They'll want to show Chiefs that, hey, we watched you. I also want to join you. So what do I do?
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I play the best game of my life against Chiefs. And maybe the coach will say, hey, Chiefs management, number 7 for Kruger's FC, and number 12. I want those 2 players. And that's the whole essence of the game. If you impress, you create your own opportunity of moving from one team to the other. So don't expect these young players to come and respect Chiefs when they play Chiefs. They're going to play like it's any other team. And Chiefs also has to come out and say, hey, you know what? For the past few seasons, we've been struggling with these teams. Let's make an example of them. We are a big team. Let's show them that we're a big team.
Renee, there's an interesting clash also on Saturday between former Chiefs co-coaches, Cedric Kaze, who's now at Kukuni, coming up against Khalil Ben Youssef, who's now at Devon City, now in their respective teams as head coaches, not as co-coaches. And obviously, everyone wants to start on the winning note.
Yeah, and I mean, like your first game is very important. Yeah, with these 2 coaches, because they hit now, they really have to show what their worth is, and it's not only about like the first game. It's about the consistency week in, week out. How do they motivate those players? So it will be actually very interesting to see.
And then maybe finally, because we cannot go on all the fixtures, it's Arthur Zwane against Gavin Hunt, Stellenbosch hosting Amazulu. And then even before the league starts, we know the issue of Stellenbosch is always something that we need to talk about, because they don't have a home. They've been kicked out of Athlone because there's the All Blacks want to use the stadium for preparations. There's some events in Cape Town. So they are forced to play their home games away from home in Durban. Gavin Hunt up against Atazwani. Rene?
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. But I think with not to put down Otter in that position, but I think with Gavin Hunt's experience, I think he'll probably come out victorious in that first game.
Sash, what do you think?
I think Gavin has cleaned up shop at Stelli's, right? And Arthur still has the same players, so I'll give it to Arthur for Gavin's new players to still adjust. It's going to take a bit of time, but for Arthur's players, he's been with them for a while, and he ended the season on a very positive way. So I'm just going to give it to Arthur.
Oh, I've got one last question for you, Sash. Wafcon is Nigeria against Zambia.
Yeah, the
Please
two
don't go with your heart as a Zambian. Go with what you know.
Shanko, these are two giants of women football, and they're clashing. So I'm hoping the girls do a good job on
Which
Nigeria.
ones?
The girls do a good job on Nigeria. I'm hoping they do a good job on Nigeria, because these days we can predict and ask the ancestors this, ask the ancestors that. It's all about what happens on the field.
Yeah.
If they woke up in the right manner and the attitude is right and positive, everything goes right. They take the chances, game on. But if you get chances and you don't take your chances, it's a different ball game. Nigeria have top class players. We have top class players. So today it's going to be 11 versus 11. Whoever wants it more gets the 3 points.
Who's your money on, Sash?
Unfortunately, I don't bet.
Rene, on Friday, Banyana are playing Ivory Coast, looking to redeem themselves. Ivory Coast know that a victory will book them a place in the last 8.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very difficult one for Bafana.
Banyana.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a very difficult one. So we actually gonna see players now, how they respond to that first loss. And Ivory Coast, they have quality players there. So yeah, it's gonna be a very tight game, but I want Banyana to win, because I think they actually done well on Monday. So we just have to see the come up with these ladies.
Okay, thanks. All I can say is that may the best teams win, both in the Betway Premiership and also at Wafcon. But as a South African, I also want Banyana to win. I want to go to Brazil to the World Cup next year. I think that's all we had time for this weekend edition. And then when we come back next week, we'll reflect on the opening round of fixtures of the Betway Premiership and the latest on player movement. As always, gentlemen, thank you very much for your insight and expertise.
Thank you so much, Shanko. Thank you, Serge.
Cheers, Rene. Cheers, Shanko.
And God
So
bless.
next time, 100%.
Adios.